kick it.
Oh, yeah! Party time with the Addams Family!
Welcome to You Rang an Addams Family podcast bonus episode. The only thing I can promise you is that it has something to do with the Addams Family in some way. Enjoy!
You rang.
Yay! Bonus episode! I love bonuses. They're so fun.
It's like when you're playing skee ball and you get bonus points. I never get the bonus points.
I'm really good at skee ball, so I get them all the time. I know how to get things in the hole.
Welcome to Addams After Dark, folks. I'm
It's
now
because
picturing...
I'm really good at softball. That's why.
Oh, okay. That's what I was talking about. And then you go. I was thinking about playing skee ball, but then thing coming up and like grabbing the ball and dropping it in the 500 point.
Oh, that'd be so good. I want skee ball the Addams Family style, where you don't know which one thing is gonna come up in at the time.
He's just pissed off at you and you just know.
It's like the whack-a-mole thing, but with thing, and you're trying to get the balls in the hole. Anyway.
Today we're here to talk about what guest star see on the Addams Family.
Yeah.
Nothing about skee ball, I assure you.
Yeah. So this bonus, like he said, this bonus episode is our dream guest stars list. Now, we have talked often on our episodes, Paul Lynde, Willem Dafoe, all these people. So we have mentioned a few, but I wrote down some that I don't think I mentioned before. Maybe one of them I have, but the others I haven't.
Well, you can start.
I will start. Okay. I think this is the one I think I mentioned before, but it's worth mentioning again. I feel like Vincent Price as a relative would have been perfect.
Well, that's money left on the table. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So on the nose.
It's so on the nose, but in a way that's beautiful. And you had the same fan base. They would have just died. It would have been, yeah.
The definition of camp.
Yeah. Perfect. And yeah, I'm trying to liken it to like a big moment in our contemporary culture, like when you would have had this big star guest starring on this show, and it was huge. I guess like when Brad Pitt went on Friends.
Yes, I relate to this, and I know what you're talking about.
I don't even watch Friends. I only know that happened. I didn't even know that episode. I just know that happened.
Was he famous at the time?
Has he not ever been? He's always been famous.
I don't know.
But
I know him from like. Damn it!
I'm just saying, like I'm only bringing this up because it was so popular that even though I don't watch that show or care about those actors, everyone talked about it. Like that's how big it was.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of that. Again, there's a different era in the 90s and 2000s when you have a lot of people talking about TV and watching it, not hiding secrets from spoilers. Like, shh, you can't tell me about that. I haven't watched, season 44 yet.
Well, and then like TV was a separate thing at the time. It used to be like movie stars did movies, TV stars did TV. If you were a TV star, you tried to break into movies. Rarely did movie stars try to break into TV.
Yeah, that's what people were worried about, being typecast and stuck on the small screen.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of that actually in this era. What we're watching, there's a lot of fear about that.
Yeah. And
so people would leave shows early, and there's fun things about that with Little House on the Prairie too. But yes, I think he would be a great guest star. What would you have him be?
I thought so either one of Morticia's really glamorous cousins, Suave, or someone related to Gomez, and he actually makes Gomez feel, Gomez looks up to him.
Oh, like his role model.
Yeah. He's like an uncle or something that Gomez adores and, not envies. He wants to emulate.
Yes, we don't need another green-eyed Gomez.
No more of that.
So my first one is kind of a cheat because I like to cheat. And you're looking at me like I'm going to be in trouble here, but you're waiting for me to say something about Mac and me or something like that, and I will not. I'm not going to mention it at all in this episode. It's actually I wish they would have done, if there was a modern day Addams Family, is in the same vein. It's got to be a comedy, got to be a sitcom.
Okay.
Not Wednesday. And I want a bunch of that guy.
What's
I
that
want
guy?
Lachlan Monroe. I want Timothy
Oh,
Odinson. I want, well, now Walter Goggins is actually a pretty big name, but he wasn't. I want all these guys that everybody recognizes, but goes,
but
oh,
the
that guy.
and then they finally get their big break, but they've been around for 30 years.
Yeah. And it's like,
Yeah,
oh, wait, he was on that,
that's cool.
That
That's a
would be so neat. And I say Lachlan Monroe because I really like whenever he pops up in things. He's one of those actors that you think is like related to the Buseys, but he's not. And he was in Predator, so that's also a good thing. Which is also, I mean, he plays Gary Busey's kid in
yeah, yeah.
in it. So
No, I always get, I don't know if other people do this, and I don't know if it's because they're from the same period. Nick Nolte and Gary Busey confused for each other.
so I watch a lot of riff tracks,
Yeah.
and they always make Nick Nolte jokes because I think Kevin does a great Nick Nolte, and I, same here. Like
Same. I
I
think at one point they had the same hair, and then I saw that movie poster, and then forever since then, to me, they're interchangeable, which
they
is
also have that
unfair to
same
Nick
intensity.
Nolte.
They have like a really high intensity, both of them.
Yes, both of them. But
One was
like,
about buttered sausage, and the other one's about just everything yelling.
I would
Yep.
say though, it's more of an insult to Nick Nolte to be considered a Gary Busey than the other way around.
A Gary Busey type. But I would love to have like a bunch of that guy. And again, it wouldn't have been movies; it would have been TV. It was kind of what I
Yeah,
was thinking about. And it'd just be kind of neat to have these guys that, I mean, even they had like in Star Trek Voyager, they had Zach Galligan from
yeah,
Gremlins,
yeah.
and same thing, and Brad Dourif. So, so it'd be
Brad
kind of neat
Dourif
to
was
have them.
awesome on
Yes,
there.
as Lon
They
Suitor.
what I'm sure he was contracted for only a certain amount, but what a great character.
Yes,
They could have done so much.
we could do an entire episode about Lon Suitor's character and the way we treat people and prisoners, and we will. I'm sure it will not be a short episode.
Yes.
It will be hours long.
It'll be a good episode. All right. I have Lucille Ball, and I also think she would have been I want her as a relative, not as an outsider.
Would she be Lucy, or should we, like,
So
ugh.
I thought about initially like she is Lucy Ricardo and somehow she ends up in that world. But I like better that she just gets to be a separate like again instead of a glamorous uncle, a glamorous aunt. And she could really like go to town hamming it up. I want her to be glitzy, almost like Zsa Zsa Gabor level.
Ooh, that'd be another great guest. Now that you mentioned her, I
Yes,
didn't even think about Jaja.
definitely. Yeah, but like I want Lucille Ball to get to be funny in a super glitzy, snobby way.
I could see it, and that would be really cute.
Yeah.
She was always willing to do everything. I mean, she's the reason we have Star
Yes.
Trek.
She was incredible.
So my next one would be, I would love to see Chris Evans.
As or how?
I don't know. That's what I couldn't figure out. I just like, I kind of want him to be like, I picture him like a beatnik kind of character where he just shows up and it's an accident in the show.
Yeah.
But I just think he's one of those actors that's, when he's let to do his own thing, he's really, really, really funny and just goes into it. He's better when he's not like Captain America. He's better as this,
When he's not the lead.
like Lucas Lee in Scott Pilgrim. He
Okay.
was great as that role. And so I'd
I
love to see something where he just gets to flex that a little bit.
I can see that. I'll be honest, I don't know enough of his like I loved him in Sunshine.
Oh yeah.
He was wonderful in that and but his other stuff I don't really know. So I can't say much other than what I've seen as Captain America. But I loved him in Sunshine. I feel like he does have the chops to do something different. So yeah, I'm sure that would work out great. I didn't know he had the potential to be so funny, but if he is, yeah, that'd be
It's the
great.
same thing with Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, Chris
He
Hemsworth can be funny.
he is hilarious, when he does his, like, he was great in Ghostbusters. I
Hmm.
had such a great time with that.
I love John Hamm for that. John Hamm as a pretty boy, that's hilarious.
He was one of the ones I had in my maybe list that John Hamm would be great as like a Lurch's cousin.
He's
He
on
has
my
that boxy
so
look.
yeah, I'm not he is on my list, so we'll just cover that now. But yeah. I John Hamm is like I said, he can do dramatic, he can do pretty boy, he can be hilarious. And my favorite is when he's hilarious and making fun of himself and being a goof. Like I think my favorite episode of 30 Rock is the bubble. And then he's just like, I can't live outside the bubble. I tried. You come in the bubble with me. Like he's perfect as an airhead.
So my next one is Jennifer Coolidge.
Oh, I didn't think of that, but
I
she
want her
makes
in everything.
everything. I was gonna say she makes everything she's in better, and she should be in everything.
I agree 100%. And she seems like just a genuinely nice person.
Yes, she does.
So I would like to see. I think she would make a great. I was kind of thinking of her not like a politician, but somebody that goes door to door and somebody that gets involved in their life, but doesn't know what she's getting herself into.
I would love to see her as someone, like you said, maybe come door to door. And that's like, maybe she's selling something or doing some charity work. And then her and Morticia hit it off and are complete besties. They're very different, but complete besties.
Yeah, like 100%. And I would want her to be the 100% different character,
Yeah.
not at all
Not
gothic
spooky
at
or
all.
anything. No, no. She need
No,
basically just be herself,
yeah.
but be besties with Morticia. And they just bring that out in each other. I think that'd be so good. I love about Jennifer Coolidge is she's one of those people, and I don't know if that's true, but she just gives off that vibe where it seems like what you see is what you get. And there's a few celebrities like that, and they're very loved for that reason. So this is a crossover I wanted, and we actually talked about it on Blue Sky. Jason, J.R. Wells, had the perfect setup. It was Andy Griffith as Andy Taylor with the Addams. But I want, like, Jason's setup for an episode was perfect. That kind of took the Addams into Mayberry. I just want to see Andy come into the house and like make friends with them somehow by for some chance. And it's this thing of him doing his typical accept and love everybody kind of thing. And like it's a little weird for him, but he's having a good time with it.
Well, now we've got to give them a chance. We've got to, make
Yeah.
sure they have a chance to have some Vamp Beast
You know
pie.
what? And throw Don Knotts in there. Have
Oh
him and
yeah.
Barney just come across them as police officers. Do it that way. And they have to work with the Addams. And it would just be so cute.
Okay, I want to see Grandma and Aunt B exchange recipes. See that
Yes.
there's they could all pair off like in Scooby Doo kind of
Yeah.
thing where they
And
all
well, and
yeah
that's how Jason set it up. It was perfect.
yeah
Yeah.
that would be so good.
The kids with Opie. Yeah, it's perfect.
I'm gonna see
And
if I can get a hold of you know uh Andy Griffith and see if he's up for it.
and they were on at the same time. So it really works to
Yeah,
mesh those two worlds together. And they both have this idea of non-traditional, wholesome families.
I never really thought of it that way, but yeah, that works.
Yeah, Andy is a non-traditional family. I know people don't like now we look back and we think of that as the hallmark of tradition, but for the time, he's a non-traditional family on TV.
Definitely agree on that. So my next one is someone that it's a bit of a deep cut, but I'm hoping it won't be by the time like people listen to this. Zahn McClarnon. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He
Mm-mm.
is he is a Native American actor that was in Longmire. He's been in oh my God, Reservation Dogs. If you've seen
Oh
that,
yes, Reservation. Okay, now
I
I
have not, but I know he's in it.
yeah,
He was in Doctor
Reservation
Sleep as Crow
Dogs.
Daddy. Oh my God, I
Yeah.
love Crow Daddy. He has had such a great range and has avoided that one note storytelling that they usually give to Native American actors.
Yes. Well,
And
and
it's
it sounds like because you pick good projects.
yeah, he clearly does. And he was very entertaining in Fargo too. He had that dark humor to him,
Yeah,
but he has this he's very slight, but he has a really good presence that I think would be really fun to see him just completely not not phased at all by the Atoms.
I love
And like they can't figure out what his deal is. And it turns out he's,
it.
a long lost cousin like everybody else is. I don't know. I just like the idea of having some characters that are really not what you would expect, not the typical stuffy small town
hmm
police officer or mayor or senator.
So yeah, I have a few more, but this one's different. Um, I'll get back to the actors. These two, I'll start with one. I want our friend Chicken Dynasty to be credited. I want a chicken in the episode, a real life chicken, like kind of as a subplot, and then I want it credited as Chicken Dynasty, and that's it.
So is that the episode that Aunt B brings a chicken over for dinner, or is it the episode where Lucy has to chase after a chicken? Oh no, it's
I
wacky.
want it to be where they bring in a chicken to eat in some weird way in the Addams family, and then Pugsley or somebody makes Fester makes friends with it, and then they can't bear to eat it, and it's just now another pet in the family, but it has its own really weird, snarky personality.
So it talks or just
No, it
walks?
doesn't talk, but it just kind of emotes and squawks in fun ways.
Okay, that would work. And I think chicken could pull it off too.
Yeah. Like just
That-
reanimate an entire old episode, take an Addams Family episode, and then insert chicken somehow.
It shouldn't take long, like 20 minutes, and you should be good. I mean, if I can Photoshop and copy and paste in 30 seconds, you should be good making a video. It's fine.
I love those guest spots in TV when they're not like the star and it's not the center of the plot or the show. It's like it's just a little fun Easter egg thing.
That's something I've always gotten a kick out of. And I think maybe that's why they didn't have much of that in the Addams Family,
Yeah.
because they didn't have it was always about the family, even when it was about another character in the show.
Yeah.
So they don't really focus on them as much.
And I love that, but that's why we love the show. We want it to be about the family.
Okay, I have see you mentioned 30 Rock, and I had Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan is a huge personality.
I love these big personalities that would I'm picturing him and Gomez on the town, that he brings him out on the town, go have some fun. And hijinks ensue, because it's got to be hijinks. There's gonna be an elephant involved again.
A line that I will say probably once a week is like, stay or go. It's gonna get weird, but stay or go. I don't care.
But the one I always say is, there ain't no party like a Liz Lemon party, because Liz Lemon party is mandatory. You can't have a lemon party without old Dick. If you folks don't know what a lemon party is, be sure to Google that when you have a chance.
Be sure not to Google that. Ask a friend that you trust.
I think they trust me a lot more at this point, because I respect things like Mac and Me that I'm not bringing up this episode.
Money playing. All right. I'll get back to real celebrities after this, but to me, Isaac is a celebrity. And like if you know us, you know Isaac, probably. You've seen him talk about our show because he's the best. But anyway, so when we were doing our Beatnik episode and we got Rocky, I kind of imagined like what would that be if it was more like another alt guy, but it was Isaac and he was just like, no, like the family's different to him, but it was more like chill and fun and weirded out, and like he becomes a part of it like Rocky did, but in more of a less gimmicky way. Because can't you see, I can picture him kind of just hanging around the house being cool.
So I'm currently picturing in my head, so I guess more listening than picturing, him ringing the doorbell, and you rang, and goes, "Hello, I am Isaac Keith Martinez."
Exactly. And then he's like, his car broke down or something. And then, oh, what a beautiful episode that would be.
That would be great, and he would challenge their notions on entertainment, which would be
But I
fantastic.
feel like he's a perfect fit in that he doesn't have to be like he is in his own way spooky and kooky because my God, he has a haunted beard. But like it's not a gimmick. I want people to guest star in Addams Family that don't feel like a gimmick. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like they fit in that world. It's not, oh, look how weird they are. I want it to be like, oh, look how actually kind of normal this is.
And just act like he's always been there.
Yeah. He
Oh,
totally gets it. Because I feel like I'd be the same. I feel like if I rang that doorbell, they'd become my best friends.
okay. My next person. All right, I gotta go. My next person. My next person is Kylie. And completely didn't I completely planned that, I assure you. And I'm just picturing Kylie shows up at the door and wants to be their best friend. It's like best friends and wants to hang out with them, and they close the door and they're scared of her because she is super, super, super excited to be there, and everyone else is so afraid of the
Here's the thing,
house.
though. I'm gonna challenge this. I think Gomez would be like, "This is weird and new." He'd be
But
open to it.
that's the conflict of the episode, is that they're all trying to stop Gomez
Okay.
and from letting you into the house. So you keep sneaking into the house through the cottage and through all the different, nooks and crannies. You're trying to get into the house like the was trying to get out of the house.
Yes, I love
And
it.
that would be so much fun. I'd love to see a super fan of, not like a meta kind of thing, but just someone
Yeah.
that is super excited just to be with the family. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
and
this is
not
the
in a
coolest
creepy way,
place.
but like, "Oh, I love your vibe," basically.
Yeah. And I'm just picturing you popping up like it would be turned into one of those like Scooby-Doo again, where they turn around and they see you there just standing there, or you're in the suit of armor. Like, hi.
That would be me.
Not even hiding, just like hello.
Yes, exactly. I feel like we don't get enough of that in Addams Family. The story is always going to be the normal people come in and meet the Addams Family. Like there's never enough of just like some people love the Addams Family. I feel like they need more characters who are going to come and be like, I fucking love this place.
Yeah, there's got to be somebody that absolutely falls in love with it,
Yeah.
and not in a greedy way. I'm sure we'll get to something like that eventually.
Yeah. But I just don't think there's enough of it. And I get it for the time, but that's what I would have liked to see more of. Anyway, since you went, I'm gonna go again. I have Burt Reynolds. So Burt Reynolds was doing, I think, Gunsmoke and some other stuff. Or
Yep.
yeah, he was in Gunsmoke in the 50s, I think. But then shortly after, he was doing westerns and other things. He would have been great in this. I think Burt Reynolds is funny and charming, but he can also be like bad, you know,
So what would he be? Would he be like a an oil baron or something?
something like that. He'd be so charming that they couldn't help themselves. And not in the way like Morticia's, you know, little childhood boyfriend or was. Like this would be
Sure.
someone they legitimately like, I don't know. They want to be close to him.
Yeah, I can see it. He has that magnetic personality,
Yeah.
but he's also kind of harsh too. He's definitely got an edge to him.
Yeah. And then they respect that about him. And then he's someone they want to be close to. I don't know. To me, it's like give him a role. I think whatever it was, he would have crushed it. And I think having he fits in with, because Gomez and Morticia are these smoldering personalities. And that seems like a lot, but he's the one person you could put in with the other two, and it'd just be like, wow. I think they'd
No,
all
that
work.
works.
I think they'd all work together beautifully.
All right, let's see what my next one. I'm gonna pick one more. I'm trying to look. I got a couple more here, and I'm trying to decide.
I got two, but they're both kind of condensed. So
I actually have one, but this is just a silly one. When I was looking this up, I looked up Charles Addams,
okay,
and I had never seen a picture of him. Have you?
yeah,
He's super normal. Like he's
yeah,
just like a very normal like 50s, 60s dude. So I would love for him to show up as like a newspaper writer.
100%. I
Just
never
a little
thought of
thing
that,
would be
but that would have been beautiful. You just, a little side character he shows up in. Like, doesn't it Stan Lee who used to do that in all his movies?
Oh yeah, and in all the View Askew movies. I just
Yeah.
watched Dogma and it was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that, where they enter in their own thing. I would like that a lot. I have, I'll go with this one. No, I'll save that for last. I want, I don't know how, I want, I wish we could get a queer Addams Family episode, 1964, 1965. Drag queen, trans, doesn't
Mm.
matter, something. That's what I want. And I don't want it to be like a gimmick or a family member that's weird. I want it to just be them accepting someone that's queer and it being part of a normalizing thing.
I think it would probably end up being again like they meet a beatnik, and whenever they meet the strange outcasts of the society, like
Yeah.
that's what it would have been at the time, especially
Yeah.
they would be like, oh yeah, I wonder why his boyfriend's not here. It would be completely,
And
absolutely.
that's what I want it to be, but I want it to be on the other person's end too. I don't want them to necessarily think the Addams are weird. I want it to just be this beautiful finding of commonality and humanness.
So I'm going to challenge that one. I would like to see it if they did a very special episode kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually like to see it where the queer person has prejudices against the Addams family. I think that would be an interesting way of kind
Like,
of flipping the script on the typical.
okay, and then making them
Yeah,
recognize, like, hey, I have these same challenges I have to face.
yeah, we all have, and that's basically what it's about. We all have challenges, and of course, some external force.
Yeah.
Like Paul Lynde shows up as the uber straight teacher.
Yeah.
I'm picturing that somehow. You know, saying how horrible these people are, and you're horrible for being with them, and they've corrupted you. I don't know. It would be a very, very dark but very good episode. I want to see black and white rainbow flags in the background because that just appeals to me for some reason.
But yeah, it was something like that, but it's not a gimmick, you know?
I
And I
agree.
know that's just, wishful thinking, but I I feel like if there were a show for it, I think the Addams Family would have been the place.
Yeah, they just kind of fit in. They just would have been, yeah,
Yeah.
completely
I
normal.
feel like that's where you start. When we talk about making incremental change and making mainstream people comfortable, that's where you start. Not that you should have to make mainstream people comfortable, but
But we do.
that's
It's
that's
just
how you that's how you start.
right.
That's your foot in the door. And I think that foot in the door for that topic would have been the Addams Family.
My last one is the Muppets.
Oh, for sure.
And I don't want like, one or two Muppets. I want the Muppets. I want like an invasion, like the Muppets Christmas special, a Muppets Family Christmas, where they all end up at the house and they all find corners to live in and Gonzo and everybody. And
I
it's
would
just
love that.
I don't know why, but the amount of chaos that would ensue would be making Gomez have a priapism or something. It's just
The
it
thing
sounds
is,
like beauty.
it is. It's because I never thought of it. It's a perfect fit. That house alone, like, you could it fits the personality of every Muppet in some way. You could make it work. That everyone is going to be at home there in some way.
So I think those are some pretty good ideas. I think it'd be fun to see if they did that in like the new Addams Family when we eventually get there. I'm sure they did some kind of guest stars because that was the era.
Yeah. Yep. And then I got one last one, and then
Oh,
I just thought how fun it'd be if we had the three dads from Three Men and a Baby, but as like showing up to the Addams Family house. Mostly
is this
because I want 80s Tom Selleck, 80s Steve Guttenberg, and 80s Ted Danson to all be in an Addams Family episode together at their peak.
is this where we're marking it as of the episode that you first mentioned Gutenberg? Because I have a hard time believing this is the first time you've mentioned him.
I have a hard time believing it too, since I was going to do a Gutenberg podcast.
And if you're looking
But
for good Gutenberg, I mean, Lavalanche was pretty good.
the second one is even better.
I know, but yes, I think they would be great. They just be great for what they do, and that Steve Gutenberg especially because
Hmm.
he's very versatile and he's likable.
He's so likable.
And Ted Danson's very lovable too. Tom Selleck, I always used to get confused with Burt Reynolds when I was young, so
I can see that.
I
I
just they both have
I
mustaches.
I prefer 80s Tom Selleck. I think that's peak Tom Selleck.
Oh, if I had that Hawaiian shirt, I'm sorry, Aloha shirt. I was educated on what that means from one of our friends. So
Anyway, actually, I think Gutenberg, Danson, Selleck, their peak was 80s.
I think everything peaked in the 80s. 80s was better.
That's true. I was born in 85.
See, things got awesome.
Yep.
Oh, I actually have one more I listed.
Ooh,
Both of us as podcasters, where we
what
go
a
there.
great idea.
Have you seen the Halloween movies, the newer ones?
Yeah.
Those two really insufferable podcasters, the true crime
Yes.
ones. That would be us.
Going to the Addams Family house and oh, that's perfect. What a perfect way to end this. That's how we insert ourselves.
Oh yeah, we would be that couple that hides in the cottage.
And they think we're so weird.
Yeah. They always have their microphones out. What is wrong with those people?
Weirdos. I can't wait to hear Fester call us weirdos. There's kooks.
Kooks. I want to be a kook.
I'd give anything for Jackie Coogan to call me a kook.
Well, with technology the way it is, we can resurrect him and have him call you a kook. It's worth the
No, it's
billions of
not
dollars
worth
investment.
that. Not worth that at all.
So
Anyway,
tell us who you would like to see guest star on the Addams Family.
yeah.
I was gonna say the Addams Family movies for some reason.
Well, so I was going for like the original show, but we were
Yeah.
pulling from any timeline. What would you do if you had a choice? No rules.
I think there's just so many so far you can go because the premise for the Addams Family is so simple that it works with anything,
Mm-hmm.
and just people come to see them, and that's the show.
It's in the song.
Yeah, and if it's in the song, that's all that matters.
That
Do you know it was
sounds
sung
good
by
to me.
one person?
No,
Yeah, he just dubbed his voice so it sounded like three people singing.
they did a lot of that kind of thing, especially with the chipmunks.
Well, they used actual chipmunks for that.
Okay, the next episode is me unraveling a hard truth to John Paul.
I don't know what you're talking about.
See ya.
Bye.
And that's a mummy wrap. Thank you for listening. You can find us online at Blue Sky at You Rang Addams. Remember, there are 2 D's in Addams. And our email is yourangaf@gmail.com. Until next time, stay all together, Ookie Fiends.